quickly start with the
Greetings to Shams. A very good evening to everyone present here. I, Mahi, would like to start this morning session on Raise Your Voice at 6 p.m. Raise Your Voice is a call to action that encourages individuals to speak up against injustice, express their opinions, and advocate for change. It promotes freedom of speech, empowerment, and active participation in shaping a better society. SEMS Welfare Foundation, a registered non-profit organization, is dedicated to social impact across various sectors. We focus on education, particularly skill development and entrepreneurship. So our initiative begins so much. We have created training programs in IT, finance, retail, and entrepreneurship, impacting over 6,000 individuals. We are currently upskilling inmates in Haryana jails and collaborating with universities and colleges. We have also partnered with banks to place over 1,500 candidates in jobs. In just a short time, SAMS has established itself as a force for positive change, equipping individuals with skills for employment and promoting women's leadership in various industries. This session is collaboratively organized by SAMS Web Solutions. SAMS Web Solutions is a dynamic and innovative enterprise dedicated to transforming the way businesses and individuals achieve their goals across staff training, advisory services, and admission services. Founded with our vision to bridge gaps in talent, technology, and education, SAM's Web Solution is committed to delivering exceptional values to our client through integrated, customized, and forward-thinking solutions. At SEMS Web Solution, we don't just deliver service, we create pathways to success. Join us in our journey to transform challenges into opportunities and vision into reality. Now we are pleased to introduce Mr. Imran Khan. Imran Khan, a passionate and experienced English language trainer and author dedicated to making English learning simple, practical, and accessible for everyone. With over 10 years of experience in teaching spoken English, grammar, public speaking, and personality development, he had the privilege of training thousands of students both online and offline. He strongly believes in practical learning. Thank you, sir. Now it's all over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm thankful to all the ladies and gentlemen, those are present over here. My highly appreciation goes to all the members for your time and patience, as I have been already introduced by one of our team member. So I would further proceed with the topic and the agenda of today. And I hope that you guys are already aware of the today's agenda that we are going to talk about and what are the topics that we will discuss. So before we proceed further, I would like to make sure, am I audible to all of you? If yes, please thumbs up at least so that I can proceed further.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. And ma'am, could you please tell me, like, audience, are they able to, like, participate? Shall I ask questions if it is required? Am I audible? Hello?
Sure, sir. You can ask.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know very well, that my name is Imran Khan, and I hold more than 10 years of experience in public speaking and personality development, body language, voice and accent, as I'm introduced successfully. So, today's topic is why the topic isn't the motto of this topic is raise your voice. Why did I mention and why it is so important to, like understand? Raise your voice. What does it mean? I hope that everybody knows here that what does it mean? It means raise your voice. The power of the voice is absolutely the power of the country, the power of the nation, the power of the family, the power of individuals. If you do not sound well, or if you are unable to communicate to anybody, so you won't be able to even explain your basic concern. That is actually the major concern that one should think on, right? So why public speaking or body language or personality development is essential in today's life? As you know very well that English language has become one of the most important languages globally. It has become a business language. It has become a richest family's language. It is actually all-in-one language that we speak within the world. So in English language, we do not only talk about the language, we also talk about body language, we talk about voice modulation, and we talk about, behavioral communication that actually matters. So we have many of us, you guys you belong to different, like background. You have your different professions, positions you belong to, right? So I know very well that you guys are here. I'm thankful to all the members of SEMS Foundations who have provided me such a beautiful opportunities. I'm thankful to all the organization members, all the staffs, and all the like listeners and viewers. Those are here. My uh, heart soul gratitude goes to all of you. Today, I would like to highlight five major points which will be helpful for you in your daily life. Okay. But before that, I would like to, request you to please participate into the chat section so that we can have a conversation with you all. Okay. As you know, this is the topic of raise your voice. So you have to raise your voice. Okay. Because if you do not raise your voice, trust me, I won't be able to understand that whether do you understand or not. Okay. So you need to raise your voice into the chat section, or if it is allowed, you can raise your hand and you can have a conversation. Okay. So raise your voice is the topic, and where we will talk about the public communications. Why public public communication is important in today's life, whether we talk about personal life or we talk about the professional life. Everyone, actually faces the challenges in terms of explaining their thoughts, explaining their ideas, their emotions at a public level. Even they, just because of this, they might get frustrated, they might get, low grade into their positions and professions. So why it has become so difficult to achieve? Why not everybody is able to achieve it? And why, is it seriously a difficult challenge or impossible task? I don't think so that it is impossible, and neither I think that it is difficult, because once you decide to do something, you can do it. Nothing is impossible, right? But here, what actually matters is the importance. How much importance do you actually give to your regular life? How much importance do you give to your task, regular task? So since it is the task that raise your voice, so that actually matters. See, if in my company 10,000 people are working, trust me, if out of nine, 10,000, 9,000 people are facing the challenges. So I'm damn sure that out of 9,000, there will be probably few people who would come to me and will actually complain about the loopholes of the company or the organization. Why? They're okay. Why? Because they have some, hesitation, nervousness. They have some, confusion, doubt, or maybe XYZ reason. But still, the main concern is that they are unable to express their ideas, their thoughts, their problems, their, concern to their department. It happens once we are not into the habit of making a conversation at a public level. So, ladies and gentlemen, I personally believe that your voice is your power. Your voice is your identity. So you should raise your voice. Now, the matter comes about that voice. What kind of voice? So I personally believe that people out here may speak Hindi, English, Urdu, Arabic, Farsi. But what actually matters is that one should speak the language that should be acceptable at a global level, so that your concern can be heard not only within the nation but also with the nation, beyond the nation, right? And that is absolutely English language, because this language is a global language, right? So in just next 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 minutes, I would like to know that all the audience, those are present here, what are the major challenges that you face actually when you make a conversation with anybody at any point of time? Why? And what are your main concerns to join this seminar? So could you please start typing so that accordingly I can go ahead and proceed. Later on, I will discuss on the 5 major pillar that is essential for this meeting. So, but before that, I would like to have a conversation with all of you. Please first mention where are you from at this moment, and what are the major reasons that has brought you here. I hope I'm audible to all of you. Am I audible to all of you? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So will I be able to see all the chats here in the chat box? Okay. Come on, guys, start typing. Come on, please start typing your concerns so that I can understand that what are the major reasons when you speak to the public, what are the major challenges that you face. Accordingly, I will help you out. This is the session of maximum an hour, and I personally believe that you should get what you actually want. Okay, let's talk about the very first topic, and that is actually your body language creates the first impression. As you know very well, all of you guys, that if you communicate to anybody and you do not use your body language, then trust me, at that moment of time, you do not express your feelings, because what happened when you make a conversation with anybody and your body is not actually moving into proper postures, it doesn't sound well, right? It feels weird, And I personally believe when you make a conversation into your local or native language, at that moment of time, you actually express your feelings. You use your body, you use your voice, you use your modulations, you express your feelings. But when it comes to speaking English, at that moment of time, we just try to pay attention onto the speaking. We do not focus on the body language. As you know that body language is a legal language. You might have heard about the news. In the news, you might have heard many times the teacher sent to jail. Why? Because they didn't say anything, but yes, he actually gestured in a wrong way to a woman or to a girl. So once a people actually gesture to any people or any audience or any person, that is actually considered as a legal voice. There are two types of voice. First is the verbal and second is the non-verbal. So under non-verbal, we talk about the body language. Your body language should act like your tone, like your voice, like your sound that you actually deliver to the audience. Because your body language generates a kind of emotion, a feeling, a kind of, a comfortable zone to the listeners so that they can understand well. Okay, so 7% of the people, 7% of the people out of like the country, they actually use and they know actually how to use the body language, but rest of the people, they do not actually pay attention to the body language because they think that whatever I have spoke, that is okay, that is completely okay, but that is not completely okay, because your body language actually matters. I have received a comment here, Siddiqa, I think many times raising voice may not like by higher authority. Oh, so her concern is many times our raising voice may not be liked by the higher authorities. It actually happens. Let me tell you why it actually happens. It actually happens just because of your tone of voice. One, if the people actually speaks English, like if the person speaks English, so at that moments of time, there are three major things which are actually being, like noticed. The first, your body language. The second, the voice modulation, the tone, the speech that you actually use, and the third is your appearance, that where are you exactly and what at what place you are. For example, if I'm in a hospital, so I would not use sound like like a sound which we use outside the hospital. Okay, so your place, your presence, or your presence, you can say your situation, your voice modulation, your body language actually matters. So we should pay attention all these three parameters once we can make a conversation with anybody. For example, English language is a language, you know very well, right? It is a language, and the word of English language has, attached the emotion with it. Okay, let's take an example. If I want to say that mujhe jana hai, I have to go, I am willing to go, I want to go, I am to go, I am desirable to go, I am going. In sabka, all of these means just, like mujhe jana hai. But do you really think that even I want to go, if I said I want to go and I need to go and I have to, these are three statements that I deliver. I want to go, I have to go, and I need to go. What do you think that all these statements maintain the same emotion and same kind of feelings or same kind of respect towards the others? No. When you say I need to go, this is the different kind of emotion and different kind of feelings that you actually express to the person to whom you're talking. And if you want to say I want to go, the different kind of emotion. Okay, and if I want to say I have to go, it is a different, so that is why English language has voice modulation and body language that actually generates the kind of respect, the kind of emotion, the kind of feeling, the kind of energy towards the audience, so that the audience can either like or dislike your speech, right? So if it happens with you that whatever you spoke, you raise your hand, you raise your voice, and your voice actually is not appreciated, so at that moment of time, you need to understand that either you are at not right a place, or it may be that the way of your speaking is not right, or it may be that the voice modulation, the body language that you use, that was not good. So these are the things which are actually being taught into the public speaking class. In the public speaking class, this is what actually gonna taught you, that how to act and react at publicly. Because the way we communicate to our parents, the way we communicate to our friends, the same way cannot be, like led by the formals officers. So we need to understand on it. Now, so I was talking about the body language. So I hope I could answer your question, Miss Khanam, and let's proceed. So I was talking about the 7% people actually know how to use the body language, and 93% people just act and react and follow in their own way. They do not actually even pay attention that whether the body language I used was relevant to my voice, relevant to my tone of the speech, relevant to my statement that I delivered. No, we do not pay attention, and that is why your appearance actually doesn't create any kind of like impact onto the society, on the speaker. So this is what we need to understand. Now, the second thing I would like to mention, for example, if you are in a aggressive mode and at that moment of time you say someone that please leave me alone, please leave me alone. So at that moment of time, your expression will show them that you want to stay out of him, you want to stay out of her. So your expression should act and react the way you speak, the word that you speak. It should have a actually, common connection with your words and your expression. If it doesn't matches to your expressions, it will not bring changes into your life and not even to the list. So this is what we need to understand, that your body language, your voice modulations, your tone of speech actually matters. Not only words matters, but your these other things also actually matter. Now, the second thing, talking about public speaking turns you into a leader. So do you believe that public speaking turns you into the leader? Please, you may thumb up, okay? You may thumb up or say you can comment yes, 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 okay? Please participate into this speech, and into this seminar so that I can feel more energetic. Now, so public speaking actually, talks about, I told you that public speaking actually makes you a leader. Yes, the more you learn about public speaking, the more you understand the audience, and the more you understand the audience, the more you generate the respects and the, like followers, and the more followers and respects you have in the public, the more you become the close to the leaders. And at that moment of time, you can become any kind of leader. So the quality of a leader actually comes from a public speaker. If you are a good public speaker, you know how to deal with the public, you know how to convince the audience. If you know how to understand the audience problems, audience queries, if you know all these qualities, if you have all these qualities, then trust me, it actually will make you the best leader of the nation. If you be it to the religious leader, be it to the political leader, be it to the corporate leaders, all these leaders, whether if I'm into the company, the CEO of the company, or I am the MP or MLA of any party, or if I am the public religious speaker or a spiritual speaker, everybody has a single quality, and that is called basically the art of knowing the audience, the art of knowing the audience, the art of understanding the audience, the art of dealing with audience question. Because if you do not understand the question of the people, if you do not understand the audience problem, then how can you consider yourself even a public speaker? And why the public will follow you? If you see the crowd into any public speakers, workshop, why? Because the workshop, the all the audience, those are into that workshop, they know very well that with the help of this single public speaker, I will gain a lot of knowledge. I will gain a lot of motivation. I will gain a lot of energy, and I will use these, like qualities to build up my personal life, to build up my personal business, to build up my personal career, to make my relationship more beautiful, to make my career more securable. That is why we go to the public speakers. That is why there is a huge crowd into the public speakers, auditorium. So before you become a public speaker or before you become a leader, you need to first understand the basic concern. You start from understanding the basic concern of your own. Please try to understand your questions, doubts, and go through the deal, go through the solution, and just also analyze it, that did you take the right decision or not, and then move towards your family. Start taking the like challenges from your family, then move towards your company, organization, business, or your daily life. So this is how step by step, gradually, you actually go towards the public speaking, and you become the leader. So public speaking turns you into the real leader, and that is absolutely right. So I already told you in the very first that you need to focus onto your voice modulation, onto your body postures, onto your presence and confidence. Presence where you are exact. Not everywhere we can raise our voice. Not everywhere we can raise our voice into a aggressive manner. Not everywhere we can raise our voice into a polite manner. Yes, the topic, the agenda of today's seminar is raise your voice. But you need to understand where to raise the voice or where not. Because if you do not understand where to raise the voice, then trust me, you will make mistakes. And if you make mistakes at that moment of time, people might not pay attention to your statement. There are many speakers to whom we do not follow, but there are also many speakers to whom we follow. Why? What is the difference between those two people? The first, whom we do not follow, the first who follow. Reason behind it, the interest of the person to whom you follow matches to your vibes, and the interest of yours doesn't matches to the speakers to whom you do not follow, and that is the only reason. So you need to understand from the ground level that people first want you to come up with confidence, use the proper body language, use your tone and speech according to your statements, and also maintain the confidence into your speech. Sometimes it also becomes, very important to understand the audience, because at this moment I'm taking a virtual class, virtual workshop. So I am unable to, like interact with everybody. But if you were at a, like offline seminar or workshop, trust me, everybody would have enjoyed a very good, beautiful, experience with me, because I personally go into the audience, and I try to understand at a very ground level. This actually generates a kind of trust. This actually generates a kind of energy and emotion and the confidence towards the audience. And this is what they are for, and this is what you guys are here for. So very first, I talked about how important body language and voice modulation is. And then I talked about public speaking turns you into the leader. Of course, everybody is actually trying to become a leader in their life. Be it you want to be the leader of your family, you want to be the leader of your company, you want to be the leader of your business, you want to be the leader of your organization, NGOs, anywhere, wherever you are. Even you want to become a leader of your village. So before you become a leader, you need to understand these basic, like elements where you need to be good at. Okay. Now, moving towards the third step, and that is your body speaks louder than your word. Yes, your body speaks louder than your word. Let's take an example. If I am into the auditorium, at this moment, I'm taking, a virtual class. Okay. At this moment, all of you have actually shut down your camera. I don't know why. Is there a kind of blackout in the nation or blackout onto the Zoom or internet? I don't know. But all of you have turned on your camera. You're just watching me and I'm watching you like a blackout. The screen is black. Okay, so even though if you can see, and feel the motion, the emotion, the energy into my voice actually comes in the same manner the way I deliver at an auditorium or anywhere else. So I told you your body language actually speaks louder than your word. Yes, let me tell you. For an example, I am here. Okay, screen is black. I think there are many candidates into this group. I mean, into this seminar, but majority of you have actually turned on the camera. But still, I'm unable to see all of you. But still, you can see my body language actually generates a kind of emotion into your personality, and you guys are actually able to feel and understand my message that I am trying to convey to you. Yes or no? And on the other hand, let me tell you, if my hand is folded here, if I have folded my hand like this, and I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to tell you about what is public speaking and how to raise your hand. This is very, very important class of the day. All of you need to pay attention to what my speech. Trust me, it doesn't actually, like sounds good, even it doesn't look good. Why? Because being a public speaker, it is our job to use our, bodies, use our gestures. Okay, sometimes when you come on the stage, you speak very well, but still you are rejected. Why? Why? The single reason behind it is your body language. Your body language speaks louder than your words. Yes, if in an auditorium there are 2,000 people and I am the single person trying to address 2,000 people, then what do you think? All of them able to understand what I'm trying to tell? Are they able to focus on my words? No. Majority of them actually focusing onto my appearance. How do I use my hands? How do I use my hands? How do I use my, legs? How do I maintain eye to eye contact? How do I actually, like convey my message? What type of, like audience I am addressing? That actually matters. That is why in interview it is said that maintain eye to eye contact, keep a smile, sit properly, maintain your back straight. Okay, put your hand on your shoulders, on your thighs. Okay, and please look straight. Your head should be straight. Why? Why? Even I can lie down like this, I can move my chair like this, and I can speak whatever I want to say. But do you think that it sounds good? If I am doing like this, okay, and I am a public speaker and I'm delivering a message to the mass. So do you think that this behavior of mine is good? Not at all. Not at all. Because your body language speaks louder than your words. So whatever I am at this moment actually speaking, you will not be concerned, but yes, you will be concerned if my shirt is torn. अगर मेरा shirt फटा हुआ है, आपका ज्यादा इधर ध्यान आने वाला है. If my hand gesture is not moving into a proper manner, आपका ज्यादा ध्यान यहाँ आने वाला है. If I am not able to maintain eye to eye contact, trust me, आपको बिल्कुल मजा नहीं आने वाला है. Reason behind it, because if you are addressing the mass, if you are addressing the people, you should maintain eye to eye contact. You should pay attention to every individual Even the people out there in the corner, you need to mention, hey, you, can you hear me? Am I audible to you? Yes. All those who are standing at the back, this is the question for all of you. This is how we try to bring the attention of the backbenchers into our audience, into our speech, At this moment, we are not bound to just speak whatever we have learned or whatever we are here for. We are bound to address the equal masses to all those audience, those are there. That is why I usually say that, speak less but express more. Speak less, express more. Because what you express, it actually generates a kind of memory, a kind of behavior into the person's life. And whatever you speak, actually it doesn't go for a long into their brain. So I personally believe if you have attended any of the seminar or workshop of any public speaker, so tell me any single public speaker's name who actually stood at a right place at a single place and delivered a complete speech for an hour, and that too without maintaining an eye contact, without maintaining a head contact, without moving their hands and gestures. No, that's not possible, because what you speak, that actually sometimes doesn't matter, but how you react, that actually matters. Your reaction actually creates the image and impression towards the audience. For example, I am addressing all of you guys here, and if any of you asks any kind of question to me, be it personal, let's say you ask the personal question, and I reacted in a very wrong, in a very strange manner, so you would forget what I spoke for next last 20 minutes. What you will remember, that how did I respond or reacted onto the question which was asked by one of the audience. Mark my word. So that is why I personally would recommend you and suggest you, ladies and gentlemen, to focus onto your body language before your words, because your words can be forgotten, but your behaviors कैन नेवर बी फॉर। कहते हैं ना, उसने जो मेरे साथ हरकत की है ना, वो मैं जिंदगी भर भूल नहीं सकता। लेकिन हाँ, कभी कभी जो ऐसे ऐसे शब्द हम बोल देते हैं, ऐसे ऐसे वर्ड्स बोल देते हैं, उसको भुलाया जा सकता है, लेकिन जो हरकतें, जो बिहेवियर हम किसी के साथ कभी कभी मेंटेन करते हैं, वो कभी नहीं भुलाया जाता है। आई होप दैट द बिहेवियर, आई होप दैट हिंदी आप लोग समझ पा रहे होंगे। I don't know where you guys are from, but I will try to English as well. Okay, so the behavior that we maintain actually generates impression towards food. Okay, so make sure that you're gonna pay attention onto your body language, onto your appearance, onto your body. Okay, so words actually can be forgotten, but your behavior cannot be forgotten. That is why I say your body speaks louder than your words. Okay, now let me proceed towards the next step. And if you have any questions so far, you may please drop down into the comment section. I would be happy to respond upon your comment. Okay. All right. So let's proceed towards the step four. Step four is communication skills improve both career and yes. Communication skill is not all about speaking English or speaking Hindi or speaking Urdu, Arabic, or any other language. Communication skill is not all about speaking a native language. It is all about how do you maintain relationship and how your communication is going to be helpful into your career. If your communication skill is not helpful into your journey of your career, into the journey of your maintaining a good relationship with your family members, with your colleagues, with your staffs, with your organization, it means that you do not hold the actually communication. So please try to understand that communication skill, it doesn't mean that you speak very good English, you are a communicator, you are a good communicator. No, no, no. It is not communication skill, which means like you know how to deal with every single kind of people. You know how to convince any kind of people. You know how to encounter any kind of questions. You know how to maintain silence. You know how to respond to the question. You know how to start or end the any conversation. That is called the communication skill. And this skill can be learned in any language. It can be in Hindi, English, Urdu, any language. So you need to understand that communication skill, it is an art. It is an art. And you should be an artist. You should be an artist. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think that I am good at speaking English or I'm good at speaking any other language, which means I'm a good communicator. No, no, no. There are thousands of people who actually speak very good English, excellent English, but still they are not succeeding in their life. Why? Because they are the speaker. They are not a good communicator. A good communicator actually holds the pause onto their tongue. If you hold a pause onto your tongue, which means that you have that art that can lead to the success. So, ladies and gentlemen, all you need to understand is communication skill improves both career and relationship. Okay, if if public speaking and body language are essential in interviews, meetings, business pitches, and daily conversation, it is very helpful. If you go somewhere and you make a conversation with your senior boss, you make a conversation with your juniors, with your seniors, with your colleagues, and your communication doesn't bring any kind of changes or impacts onto that person to whom you had a conversation, which means that you need to change your communication skills. You need to change your communication skills. So your communication skill actually hides the three major actually skill. The first, as I told you, the way of speaking, the way of speaking. Second, the body language. Third, the nature of your speaking, the nature of your speaking, which means how you speak and what you speak. That actually matters. There are thousands, lakhs of English speaker, those who keep on speaking, like who keeps on speaking English, but they are not succeed. They are unable to clear the interview. They are unable to take any kind of project. They are unable to communicate to the people. They are unable to communicate to their boss. They are unable to convince their boss. They are unable to get their business, as approved by the official officers. Why? You had a conversation in English, and English is actually a global language, but still, as Miss Khanam, Siddhika Khanam said, she said that sometimes if we make a conversation to the higher officers, so it is not appreciated. Why not appreciated? Why? Because you somewhere like you are lacking behind becoming a good communicator. Actually, you don't know that kind of art, how to convince this kind of officers, how to convince these kind of officers, right? How to convince these kind of people. You need to understand that kind of art that will help you to become a good communicator. So I hope I am clear here that a good communicator doesn't mean a good speaker. A good communicator is something else that is beyond the good speaker. Okay. Now moving towards the step four, the step four, and that is, I think, the last topic of the day, and that is overcoming fear and speaking out is a big yes. A major problem. The major problem is that how to overcome the public fear, how to overcome the public fear, how to raise your voice at any situation, any place, or anywhere. How? That is the main actually, problem. Because we know what to speak, we know how to speak, we know how to act and react, we know everything, but still we are unable to raise our voice. Why? 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 The single problem is fear, fear, fear. Yes, this is the fear of public speaking. That is called glossophobia. So the glossophobia that you hold actually, like pulls you back towards your, actually goal, towards your mission, towards your action that you actually were supposed to take. See, there is a single coin. Let me show you. Okay, this is the coin. I hope you guys are able to see it. Let me zoom it. Okay, so this is the single coin. It has two parts. Everybody knows that, yes, the single coin, every coin has two sides, the first side and the second side. Okay, so let's understand this. This coin is just like a public is, like it is just like a helping guide to you. Okay, so at one time you can either put up or you can put down towards the up. So at one time you can just take one side to up. You cannot take both the sides at one time to up. Hope you can understand here. So the one side is your fear and second side is your confidence. Once you put your fear on up, your confidence will degrade. Your confidence will go down. Your confidence will, like pulls you back. And once you turn it up, you come up with confidence. It actually gives you everything, whatever you want. Whatever you want, it actually gives you everything because confidence brings everything. You might have experienced in your life that there are many, speakers who actually lies in front of the people, but the confidence that he or she actually holds, that doesn't let the people even feel that he or she lied. Why? Because the power of the confidence can kill all the negative energies, all the negative energies. I repeat, all the negative energies. Yes, if you have a confidence, it doesn't matter that whether you are powerful or not. What actually matters is that are you confident enough or not? Let's take an example. If there is a place, and you were walking on the road, and all of a sudden, the police came and police appeared and captured you. Okay, the police captured you and they took you to the custody into the police station. Okay, and at that moment of time, you were into the fear, you were not confident enough, and you had a lot of shivering into your body. And so automatically people, automatically police will understand that he is the criminal. He has done this crime, and that is why the fear he holds. But on the other hand, if you see somebody is a criminal by default, everybody knows that he did the crime, but the confidence that he or she has actually helps him even in the jail, even in the custody. Police cannot do anything because the confidence he or she has can even bring the fear into the police officer's life. So the example is that, for example, person A is not guilty and person B is guilty. So person A and B sent to the court. Now, in the court, the judge asked to the A that A is not guilty, right? So judge asked to the person A that did you make a crime? And now at that moment of just because of fear, person A could not speak anything. Person A could not speak anything. So do you think that judge would say that your fear is honest and I am giving you appraisal and you are actually you are innocent, you may go outside? No, not at all. Not at all. So your action, your reaction, your speech, your confidence actually let the people understand whether you are guilty or not. So sometimes people are being judged by their appearance. So that is why I would say that every coin has two sides. One is fear and second is confidence. Even if you have done mistakes, don't fear. Why should you fear? Humans are meant to make mistakes. We are not God. We are not the God's son or messenger. We are human. We make mistakes. But yes, on our mistakes, we should apologize. We should request. We should feel embarrassed, but we should not feel fear. Because if you feel fear, the people may take advantage of it. And this is what happens. When you go outside at a public area, you do not do, any kind of, mistakes. But still, the fear that you hold actually let the people understand that yes, you are the. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am trying to make you understand here how to overcome the fear. Your fear is your enemy. Your fear is your biggest enemy. And how can you kill it? Just understand that your enemies is your enemy. Of course, your enemies are your enemy. Hope you can understand. Your enemies cannot be your friend ever. So do not be in favor of your enemies. Please turn it up and be with your friends. And that is confidence. Be with confidence. Whether you are right or wrong, it doesn't matter. What actually matters, do you have a confidence to take your favor? Do you have a confidence to take your support? Do you have a confidence to stand for yourself even? There are thousands, lakhs of people in India and in the world. Those are not guilty, but still they are into the custody. Still they are into jail. Why? Because just the single reason that I understand, the major reason is just because of their fear. Either the fear of politicians, fear of judiciary, fear of local gunda mawalis, and the fear of family, the fear of respect, the fear of anything. They are just behind the bar just because of the fear. They have a fear that if I do this, so what family, what relation, what villagers, what a company's honor, and what other will say. Because of that fear, actually they are surviving and they are actually being tortured. They are being actually not dealt in a good manner. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would say fear is your biggest enemy. You can simply encounter the fear by saying this: your enemy is your enemy. Do not make a friendship with your enemies. Okay, just turn up your point and be with your confidence. Just raise your voice, raise your voice, and raise your voice. Do not fear, do not fear, do not fear, even do not afraid of the results, upcoming results. Please think and come up with a confidence. Because if you are confident enough, trust me, even the government has to think thousands of times before he takes action of. Yes, please try to understand. This is 100% true. If you are confident enough, even the police officers, even the judiciaries, legal officers, administration officers cannot torture you. You might have seen that there are many thousands of businessmen who has a lot of case upon under his name or his companies. but still they are confident enough, they are running their business because they are into the confidence and they are in the favor of their confidence. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to just tell you that all the five major reasons and the pillars that I introduced here, the first, let me go for summarize. Just the very first is your body language creates a first impression, ladies and gentlemen. Your body language creates a first impression. Please maintain your body language in a good manner that you can learn into the public speaking class. It is not a one day game. It is the it is the actually repeated practice of your bodies, repeated practice of your voice modulation, repeated practice of your voice tone, repeated practice of your sentence formation. Even sometimes we try to convey the message in a good manner, but the message actually goes into the wrong way. Why? Because the sentence formation, the sentence, the statement that we have used is not appropriate, and that is why we are not being like served in a good manner. Second, I told you about public speaking turns you into a leader. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, mark my word, this is the first time that you're meeting to Imran Khan sir, a public speaker. Mark my word, you will remember always all these five lines that yes, there was a teacher who actually, like taught us that public speaking should be an art and we should act like an artist. In the art, we maintain body language as a first impression, and second, public speaking turns you into the leader. So be the master of your public speaking. Be the leader of your own. Okay. If you are the leader, you will succeed in your family relation. You will succeed in your career. You will succeed in your business. You will succeed everywhere, wherever you go. Even if you travel in the world, you will be successful. Why? Because you are a public speaker and it is your job to communicate to the people. A speaker is remembered more than a silent genius. I repeat, a speaker is remembered more than a silent genius. As I told you, raise your voice का main agenda यही है. इस quotation को फिर से सुनिए. A speaker is remembered more than a silent genius. If you are a genius within the four wall, which means you are silent, but you are a genius, people will not remember you. People will not even pay even a single second towards your biography. But yes, if you are a speaker, if you are a good speaker, you will be the good leader. And if you are a good leader, the world, the people, the complete universe will remember you even before and after your death. So, ladies and gentlemen, mark my word and keep repeating this, that a speaker is remembered more than a silent genius. That is why you need to make sure that public speaking is very much essential in your life. It doesn't matter what is your age, it doesn't matter what is your qualification, it doesn't matter what do you do or what do you not do. What actually matters, are you a good public speaker or not? If not, then trust me, you will not even be a successful person into your family relation. You won't be able to even clear your family relations or maintain it at a good level, a good relation. So, ladies and gentlemen, public speaking is very much important. The third topic that I mentioned is all about your body speaks louder than your words. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure Bhagwan ne, the God has given us the bodies. The God has given us the sound, the soul within it. So we need to use our voice as well as our bodies. Because if we do not use our bodies, trust me, you are somewhere. It's just like an animal. It's just like an animal without heads and legs into the forest. So body language is very much important, and one should pay attention onto your body language because your body language speaks louder than your words. आपने देखा होगा, you might have experience to the leaders. If the leaders and public speakers and the celebrities appears into the public figure, so he or she just raises his hands. He or she just raises his or her hands, and the people starts making chows, making noise. Why? Because this is the sign of a public speaker. This is the sign of celebrities. This is a sign of a global speaker. So, ladies and gentlemen, use your bodies to come up with the confidence and let the people know that what is the power of the body language. Now, the fourth I mentioned, communication skill improve both career and relationship. Yes, communication skills improves the both career and relationship. Communication skill, it doesn't mean, I repeat, communication skill doesn't mean at all about speaking a good English or about speaking a good Hindi or English. No, it doesn't mean that you are a fluent in English or you are a good speaker. No, public speaker, I mean, communication skill is an art where you know everything, how to act and react. Okay, so that is why communication skill you should learn, because it improves your career and personal relations, and it actually brings impact to the people as well within the society, in the organization, in the company, and at a global level as well. The last but not least, I said that overcoming fear and speaking out is a victory. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you overcome the fear, trust me, you gain the victory in your life. Because your victory against the fear is the first step of your success. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your victory against the fear is the first step towards the success. Because once you come up in the confidence, you can deal with anybody at any point of time and anywhere. So come up with confidence and kill the fear, because fear can create a lot of fear, but confidence creates a lot of confidence. Confidence gives you a knowledge, but fear gives you a doubt. Confidence gives you a public appearance, and confidence gives you a silence appearance. Confidence claps for you, but fear actually sends you behind the bar. So make sure confidence is very, very important into our daily life. We need to make sure that overcoming out of fear is your first victory. Okay, but at the last but not least, I would say raise your voice, because silence never made history. I repeat my line, that raise your voice, because silence never made history. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, silence never made history. So raise your voice. Come on, wherever you are, whosoever you are, whatever your age, qualification, gender, discrimination, religion is, it doesn't matter. What actually matters, are you able to raise your voice or not? So, ladies and gentlemen, with this meeting, I want you to please take it as a note that raise your voice, because silence never made a history, never made a history, even never will make history. This is my promise and assurance to all of you. So, with this, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to end up today's meeting, and I hope that I have given my best during the speech. If I have made any kind of mistakes or any kind of like word that might have hurt you, I sincerely apologize for this, and please accept my apology. I am thankful to all of you. I am thankful to all the members of this organization, and I'm thankful to all the people those are associated with this organization and this meeting, for your time and patience. God bless you. Stay learner and stay focused. If you have any question, I'm giving you next 5 minutes. Start typing, because it is your time. And please come up and show yourself that yes, I am ready to raise my voice. Please raise your voice into the comment section and start dropping your question. You have next 5 minutes. Start doing it. I'm going to encounter your questions one by one. I hope that your question will be dealt in a good manner, because you are raising your voice at the right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you next 5 minutes. If you have any question, I request you to the SEMS Foundation team to please allow us 5 minutes and let the people actually ask the questions if they have any of the questions or doubts. Please, you may ask. I will definitely encounter all of them.
Sir,
Yes.
could you please share specific techniques for building confidence in expressing opinions or needs?
I'm sorry. Could you please come again? I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
Could you please share specific techniques for building confidence?
Right. Specific techniques.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I already told you, ma'am, in my speech recently, a couple of minutes ago, I mentioned that, building all these kind of skill is not a one-day game. It's a repeated action, repeated practice, repeated actually modulation of your bodies that actually brings the changes into your personality. So the special techniques that I would suggest in just one line is: do not fear, do not fear, do not afraid yourself, do not underestimate yourself, ma'am. Do not underestimate yourself, because I told you, if you feel fear, it actually gives you a doubt and it keeps you into a dilemma. That is not only bad for your health, it is also bad for your upcoming generation and for your societies. So make sure raise your voice everywhere as much as you can, and also make sure with whom and what you are going to do. So raising your voice, come up with the confidence is the first step that you can do. And how to do that? Please start raising your voice in your daily life. Whatever you do not ask to your friend, family, or husbands, or any dear one or near one, then please start doing that. This is the first, and start doing it in your mother language. I hope I could answer the question. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Raising my voice, Siddiqia Khanam, raising my voice and humble asking organization team to please provide certificate. Yes, very much. I don't know whether thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so as I have been already introduced, that I am the founder and CEO of Digital Ella. As you can see at the back of my, banner, this is the Digital Ella. I'm the founder and CEO of Digital Academy, Digital Ella, by the name of Digital Ella. I actually provide, like all kind of, like public speaking, voice modulation, workshop, and spoken English classes all over the world. I do have my own, English language app that you can download from the Play Store by the name of Digital Ella. You can search me anywhere on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere by the same name, Digital Ella. Okay, and if you still have any question, you may please reach me on Digital Ella. Okay, so it is better to get in touch with me as to download the app and come into the chat box. Okay, Digital Ella will be available onto the Play Store. It is available. You can simply download, but it is available in Play Store only, not for iOS user. So you can download and you can drop your message into the chat box onto the application that is Digital Ella. And I think that I could answer all of your questions, and I hope that the time that you have spent here, an hour, is actually helpful for you and will be a memorable day for all of you, because I have, mentioned all the major, reasons and all the important topics which were required for all of you. If you guys want to, become a public speaker and you want to take my trainings, or you want to attend any spoken class or public speaking or voice modulation class or air aviation class, so you can simply, reach me. You can take my reference from the SEMS foundation team, or you can download my app Digital Ella from Play Store, and you can drop your concern into the chat box on my application. I will be there to answer your questions, and I hope that I could answer. And I'm going to mention, that's it. Anybody else? Very informative. Anybody else? Anyone, please? Anybody? If you have any question, this is the golden opportunity for you. You may ask. Raise your voice. This was the agenda, but still you guys are silent. Oh my.
There is one question by Mahi Bansal. Yes. How can we ensure our voice is heard without overpowering others?
Right, that's a very good question. Actually, like when you make a conversation to anybody, so first you need to understand the situation and the place where you are. Okay, and accordingly you need to do. It is an art. Public speaking is an art now. Okay, so I think that one should be an artist because it come up with a lot of experience. As your question is that how to bring the impactful or impressive lines into our conversation. Is that one, that how to bring the attention towards my communication? That's what the question. I'm
Yes,
not trying. What was the
yes.
question? Could you please repeat again? How to bring?
How can we ensure our voice is heard without overpowering others?
Okay. Without overpowering. Okay. So actually, in your speech, like when you try to make a conversation, it depends that are you gonna address to the people or you're gonna address to the individuals. If you're going to address to the individuals, so you need to maintain the same tone of voice and same, way of speaking, which is being addressed by the, people, like those to whom you are making a conversation. And this is how you can make sure that, you are actually maintaining a good, conversation with the people.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions? So you have to understand the situation, ladies and gentlemen. First, before you make a conversation, I say that be the good observer. If you are a good observer, trust me, you will be the good speakers. Because in public speaking, we basically say that if you are a good listener, which means you are a good speaker. But I would like to add one thing more, that is called good observer. Because if there is a huge crowd of 2,000 people and the people in the right corner, they are making noise or they are not, maintaining a discipline into the, or, my speech or my, workshop, and I am unable to pay attention. I'm not a good observer. So trust me, it doesn't bring any kind of impact onto the audience. it might create a negative to the other rest of the audience as well. So be the good observer before you make a conversation or start a conversation. Observation may you need to understand the situation, you need to understand the feeling, you need to understand the questions. So be the listener and first be the good listener, and then any more question, ladies and gentlemen. So the authorized team of SEMS Foundation. If there is no question, so you may allow me so that we.
Thank you so much, sir. On the behalf of organizing committee, I would like to sincerely thank Imran Khan, our outstanding speaker today. We had the chance to hear a fascinating and thought-provoking conversation about Raise Your Voice today. So his remarkable ability to convey information, Imran Khan left us with insightful discoveries and motivational concepts. His engaging lecture enthralled us and motivated us to study more. We appreciate the effort and time that put into organizing this education program.